and gents, how you doing? It's Baltic here for a change. We're getting twatted by a storm. It's hammering down. Who cares though, right? I've still got a kettle and a roof, so who cares? Who's in? That was a bit of an impromptu one. I only set it up 20 minutes ago. The fitness hutch is in. All right, how are we doing? Bill Beebe, Jealous, Anna, Gordon, Hamilton, Paul Swell, Stevie C, Ragnar's in now. Then Trevor's in. All right, mate. New Fish, Jack McLeod, Ginger Mongoose, Mick, Jade Rabbit, Carl Burton, Nova Mankey, Online Killer, Patrick Watters, Jeff Wedden, and anybody else I've missed. Right, fuck me. It's blowing a hoolie there, honestly. I nearly lost a toe on the way back from the gym there. You don't expect it. You know, I haven't worn long trousers since I moved to California. I've been in shorts for like 15 months. I refuse to wear trousers anymore. And then this coast-to-coast storm came in and took me totally by surprise. So there, I'm soft as shite nowadays. I've had it too good for too long, haven't I? Anyway, I'm not at work till I'm working nights tonight. So I thought I'd do an impromptu stream for half an hour. I can't go longer than that because my missus is bringing me dinner in, or lunch if you're an American. There's another weird one. We seem to have adopted the Americanisms for meal times. And when you're Northern, it was always breakfast, dinner, tea. Your evening meals, your tea. Don't know what's going on here. Shorts or long trousers for you. Fair enough, fair enough. Although, as I've said many times, I only felt short when I was a bootneck because so many of them were big fuckers. I'm actually average height, right? 5'9" is not short. It's just short when you're surrounded by big, fit men. I felt short as a bootneck, but never any other times. At work here, because a lot of them are Hispanic, they're all dwarves. I think out of the like 8 lads I work with, I'm like the second tallest in the room. So it depends who you're surrounded by. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Northern Ireland, I suppose. That's American, that though, isn't it? Is that not? Have we not recently adopted that? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I thought that was the Americans. Maybe I'm wrong. Did they always say breakfast, lunch, and dinner across the Irish Sea or down south? To me, it's breakfast, dinner, tea, but who knows? And more importantly, who cares? To be fair, you're taller than me. There you go. There you go. Wind your neck in, short ass. How's that grab you? Yeah, of course, I work with some. Well, they're not really, are they? That's another cultural difference, right? The Americans, because it's a young country, they have this weird thing where they obsess over where they're from. And I sort of understand it, right? I understand, because that's why they're all so nice. When you're foreign, well, caveat, when you're white, foreign, they're always nice to British and Irish people. I'm sure they're not that nice to Somalians or Iraqis, but who is? Who is? It's not like they're all splendid, educated chaps, are they? They're not really into women's rights in Somalia. So I don't think it's purely down to religion, to ethnicity. But because it's a young country, the mega into like going on about their ancestry. So when you come over here and you're Italian or Irish or British or whatever, they love it. They love asking you questions about where you're from and that. And then they all talk bollocks and say shit like, oh, my granddad was on the fucking Mayflower, which is shit. But the thing I find really weird is they sort of obsess over it to the point where they don't really identify with where they're born even. If they have a strong identity from their immigrant parents, they say that they are the thing. And the worst of them all is the plaggy paddies. They're shocking. I met blokes out here, right, when I was in Boston. I went to Bunker Hill and that, and I went for a drink. Went all around all the good boozers. And the amount of chippy, annoying, fucking plastic paddies I met was quite strange. And they tell you I'm Irish. They don't say I'm Irish American. The chippy ones say, I'm fucking Irish. I'm Irish, mate. And you say, oh, whereabouts are you from? And they'll go like, oh, all over. And you go, all right, have you been a few times? Oh, no, I've never been. Nah, I work too hard, you know, but I'm fucking Irish. You're not Irish. You're about as Irish as a chicken fucking vindaloo. I guarantee I'm more Irish than 9 out of 10 Irish Americans. Because if you look at the numbers, the most numerous immigrants to the United States from that background are German and English, because obviously they were the biggest, two of the most populous countries at the time compared to the neighbours. And I guarantee if you've DNA tested these people, almost all of them that called, oh, I'm fucking Irish as fuck me, oh, big aura, drinking a green pint. I mean, one of the few things in life that's perfect is a pint. And they put green shite in it. You wouldn't find an Irishman do that, would you? Get a perfectly nice pint of beer and then fill it with green shit. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? They even poison the rivers to fill the rivers with Boston with green dye. It's like, oh, I'm Irish, therefore poison all the fucking wildlife. There you go. Poison the fucking fish. Kill them all. How's that fucking Irish? Do the Irish commit genocide on aquatic life? Do they just for a laugh? It's fucking stupid. So that doesn't make any sense to me. You're not Irish. The only one I've met who was a mate of mine, who I met him halfway, was my mate Pony. And I used to play rugby with him. His dad actually was Irish and he moved to America. So he liked to say he was Irish. And I used to say, yeah, well, you're not really, are you? You're American. You're Irish American. And he'd be like, fair enough. But his dad was Irish. These ones who you meet, they're like, oh, yeah, my great-great-great-great-great-great-granddad bought a fucking dog off an Irish bloke once, therefore Irish. They're even less Irish than Phil Babb. Do you remember Phil Babb? It's like a black bloke who played for Liverpool. When Jack Charlton went through his little... where he got the Irish good by pinching all of the B team from fucking England. And if you were even remotely Irish, he put you in the Irish team. Phil Babb, he was fucking black as an Alabama crow and he was Irish, apparently. If you remember that one. So he's more Irish than most of these fuckers. Phil fucking Babb. So that makes me laugh. But anyway, where was I going with that? I'm having a bit of a rant. Oh, yeah. What I'm getting at is they aren't Mexican. And I don't like calling them it. I always say you're American. Because they do it the same. They do it the same. The Italians, the Irish, and the Mexicans, they might be born here. And some of them, I question them about it because obviously I'm a chewy, chippy fucker. Some of them, even the parents were born here. They'll be like, oh, my granddad was from Mexico. And then when you say where you're from, they say, I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican. You're not fucking Mexican. If you were born in America and your parents were born in America, you're fucking American. You're American as apple pie, motherfucker. And they go, oh, Mexican. Mexicano. You're not. You're American. And then weirdly, one bloke wanted to fill me in. This was a few months back because he was like an older guy. He was about 60. And he said, I'm drinking with him at a bar. And he said, oh, I'm Mexican. And I said, were you born in Mexico? And he went, no. And I said, so you're not Mexican, you're American. And he went, what? And I went, if you were born in America, you're American. You're not a Mexican, are you? Maybe your lineage is Mexican, but you're an American. And then he got mega offended. And weirdly, he took the exact opposite point that I was trying to make and said to me, oh, just because I haven't got blue eyes like you don't think I'm an American? And I was like, you what? Do I need to talk fucking slower? I'm saying you are an American because you were born in America. And he went, oh, just because I'm not white, just because I haven't got blue eyes. It's got fucking well aggressive for me. And I was like, hey, mate, I know I speak a bit queer, but you've completely fucking garbled what I'm trying to tell you. And the point I'm getting at is, it is really weird. If you're an American and you were born in America, fucking tell people you're an American. I think it doesn't make any sense. You're not Irish. You're not Mexican. You're not fucking Italian. What about the ones who say they're Italian when they can't even speak fucking Italian? Like Tony Soprano. Forget about it. You're not Italian. You can't even speak Italian, for fuck's sake. If your great-great-great-granddad came over, you're a fucking American. Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I was ranting about that. Don't know why. It's not really related to this, is it? Although possibly we're bringing race into it. This silly cunt, right? So I got to this story on Cambridge University's Jason Arday becoming the youngest black professor, right? And I wanted to talk about it because I remember making a video about it a couple of years ago. I got to the story via Simon on History Debunked. And he asked the question. Well, he didn't really ask the question. He said, I don't feel as if white people would get the same opportunities. And he didn't seem to know what I know. So I'm making this, maybe you can pass the information on, right? because I made a video about this a couple of years ago. The story, well, I'll read you this and then I'll show you the one that I did a video about. So essentially, this guy has got the fucking IQ of a pork pie. He said he was diagnosed with autism and global development delay. Basically, he's a fucking idiot, right? Ever since fucking Rain Man, as soon as you're a shit for brains, you get diagnosed as autistic. Then you can feel special again. If you're just a bit thick, oh yeah, all right, doc, put autistic down. Yeah, cheers, mate. Now I'm a Clydehead. I've got a fucking head like a drive-through movie theatre, but I'm special, really. This cunt, I guarantee if you threw a box of matches on the floor, he wouldn't have a clue how many were there. Like, day. How many matches? How many matches? Don't know. 3. Box was half empty. Even I can see that. That's an old Ricky Gervais joke, I believe. I've heard it somewhere. Anyway, he's a fucking mong, right? But because he's the right colour, he's got to be a Cambridge professor. And before you start whinging, Bootneck's been a bit racist, isn't he? No, Bootneck always brings receipts, you fuckers. You know that, don't you? Bootneck always brings receipts. It's a fact. It's a fact. There is a pecking order in the modern world, and you pasty, horrible, colonial fucking devils are on the bottom rung. No, sorry, white women are on the bottom rung. That's why it's all right to racially abuse them and call them Karens and that. White women are on the bottom rung. Men are under the fucking bottom rung. You have to dig a hole and put your ladder in the fucking hole, and you're down there with the moles. That's where you are when you're a white man. And let me tell you the numbers, because Simon asked a question. I don't believe that a white lad would get the same opportunities as this fucking communist. This communist, who was a total fucking plank, probably remains a total fucking plank, couldn't read or write until he was 18 and is now a fucking professor at Cambridge. And you can see by looking at all the pictures, he's just a fucking commie. He's just an absolute fucking mutant. He got perverse enjoyment from criticism of his work. Yeah, because you can't read or write, you fucking spastic. And there he is, obviously a fucking log. PhD, fucking hell. If he can get a PhD, my granny can get one, and she died 2 years ago. It's a joke, these fucking people getting these educations. But basically, Simon asked the question, would he have got the same opportunities if he was a white man? And I have the answer, because I remember this story because I made a video about it. The answer for everybody that wants to see some fact is here. There were white teens in left behind towns not going to university. Yeah, and the reason I've got a chip on my shoulder about it is because when you go somewhere like, when you're from somewhere like, oh, I don't know, Middlesbrough, right? You don't get any fucking opportunities. You have to join the military if you're poor and in a shitty town, in a council house. It's the only chance you can get of getting out. It's like the old days, it could be a priest as well, or whatever it was. You have to join the military. And my ancestors fought for our country and our way of life and paid taxes for 10 generations, right? As far back as I look, we're from England, Scotland, or Ireland. So we paid taxes for generations, and all these fucking new guys, all these Johnny-come-latelys are basically stealing out the pot and fucking your kids over. And the numbers are irrefutable. Simon asked the question, I'm going to answer it, right? Look at these numbers. Poor white teenagers in England's former industrial towns and those living on the coast are the least likely to go to university, warns the watchdog for fair access, fucking unfair access, unless you happen to be have a bit of a tan, then you're fucking laughing kitbags, fellas. It says, the Office of Students looked at overlapping factors such as poverty, race, gender, and where people live. And yeah, guess what? Race is a factor, and it ain't. It's bad to be black. It's the opposite. The combined measures found white youngsters on free meals or from disadvantaged areas were 92% of those in the bottom fifth in terms of likelihood of going to university, right? Obviously, Barnsley, Sheffield, Stoke, Hull, all the poor places up north, because they don't give a fuck about us. The numbers are truly shocking when you get down there. It says who is getting the places. Figures from the Department for Education last year reported that male, white, British, free school male pupils are the least likely of all ethnic groups to progress to higher education. Across all pupils eligible for free meals, 26% went on to university by the age of 19, but for white pupils on free meals, the figure was 16% and only 13% for boys. In comparison, 59% of youngsters from Black African families on free meals went to university. So more than half. Those numbers are stark, so they're the two you should be concentrating on. That is, if you're looking at data and you want some facts to throw in the face of a fucking communist who is saying how rough and tough it is to be black, when in actual fact, black people are getting all of the advantages and whitey is getting fucking stomped on by the commie fucking lackwits that run the show. That is the stark statistic you want to throw in their face. 59% of youngsters from Black African families on free meals. So they've never paid a fucking penny into the system. At best, the parents or the grandparents came over to Britain. You, who've come from 20 generations of tax-paying citizens, probably fucking the relations of people who built St. Paul's Cathedral and built the cenotaph and the important things, the backbone of the United Kingdom. You get fuck all, son. Tough titty. Because if you're a white boy on free school meals from a poor background, you've got less than a 15% chance of going to university. But if you happen to be lucky enough to be a Black African, nearly 60% of them on free meals go to university. More than half. More than fucking half. So you tell me, commie, who's getting stitched up? More than half of them go to university and almost 10%. 1 in 10 go to university if they're on free school meals and they're white. It is an overtly racist policy. So fuck them. This is what I'm saying to you. You've just got to accept the fact that we're getting stitched up. And instead of just whinging about it, you've got to take steps to not play the game. Like I said, first of all, tax evasion is fucking moral. Jimmy Carr, I've joked about this, and I bet some of you wankers were all whinging when Jimmy Carr wasn't paying his taxes. Fuck them. Fuck them. If you can get a dodgy tax man to help you out so you don't contribute to these fucking weasels, don't give them any money. Bleed them fucking dry. It's time for us to start waging economic jihad on the cunts. That's what our pals the hangout in the Golden Bell End churches do, don't they? Economic jihad. I know all about it. I've read the Al Qaeda fucking training manual. Economic jihad. They tell everybody who is living in the West, every single chance you get, take from them. Take out the system. Lie about anything, tell them that you're mentally ill, tell them that you can't work, lie about your number of dependents, lie about your number of children, do anything you can to drain the pot dry. And we need to start doing it as well, because we're getting the piss took out of us. I feel guilty paying my taxes now. We're paying them tax, and it's to keep our own children down and to bomb fucking babies in the third world. To me, that makes it moral to dodge your taxes. And the thing is, in the UK, they've stitched up so it's almost impossible, isn't it? Because they pay at source. In the United States, you still have to get a tax man and go and file your taxes every year. In Britain, you get fucked. If you can get away with if you can embrace the Spartan lifestyle and just live off fucking salted porridge and rainwater, I encourage you at this point to just do fuck all, because we're all getting the piss took out of us. I embraced the race to the bottom years ago. Right? All the regulars at Alan's snack bar take the piss out of us. All these new fucking African families on free meals going to all the fucking Oxford and Cambridge, they're taking the piss out of you. When I lived in Nottingham, my neighbour was a black dude who clearly wasn't born and raised here because he could barely speak English. He never worked. I was getting up to go to work 5 days a week, and he never fucking lifted a finger. So I think it's time for us to start playing the fucking game. And this is the best part. I'm from Middlesbrough. I'm sure if I can try, I can embrace my inner degenerate chav and do absolutely fuck all. Although I will say, it's easy for me to say that because in the United States you can get a tax man and do your best. In the UK, you're fucked, aren't they? If you toil, they take the piss out of you. As I've said, if you pay your council tax, and you work for 5 days a week, they take the piss out of you. You get nothing, and they take from you everything. NHS is for everybody in the world to come and use, except you. University places are for everyone in the world to use, except your kids. Benefits are for everyone in the world to use, except people that actually work for a fucking living. You're just getting the piss out of you. Plague Marine's got the right idea. Go out seal clubbing. Seal clubbing, that'll show them. Fucking have that, you little fat cunt. Yeah, I'm pro seal clubbing as well. That's probably bad for the environment. Yeah. Throw a few burning tyres in the ocean while you're at it. Fucking have that, you little seal cunts. Yeah, who cares? I'm embracing the race for the bottom now. I've stopped recycling. Yeah, I used to recycle. 20 years I recycled. Fucking idiot. Now I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna force me to recycle. You're gonna take all my money off me and piss it up the wall on all these fucking green initiatives, right? I'm not recycling. Now, when I finish a fucking bottle, I take it outside, stab an old woman in the face with it. I'm kidding, I don't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Fuck them, I'm not trying anymore. I'm not recycling anymore. Mattress, yeah, I don't take them to the recycling centre. I set them on fire and leave them on a beach. Fuck them. I'm going to start eating nothing but meat. Right? Even if I'm ill, I'm like, oh, I really fancy some vegetables. Fuck off. If it doesn't have an arsehole, I'm not eating it. Right? This is my new rule. I'm just going to wander. I'll smoke a chicken. I'll try and wrap one in a Rizzler. Smooth, lads. I've had enough. I've had enough of trying. So we're just getting the piss out of us. There you go. So anyone who says, oh, racist, same with Indian families, 57% go to university. Joe Dackey's, 47% of them go to university. So 47% of Joe Dackey's, 57% of Indians, 59% of Black African, and 13% of pasty, dirty, thieving, colonial. I can't use any racial slurs, even against white people, because they'll use that as a technicality to get me. I was gonna Salty's nickname basically. I was gonna drop that one in there, but they'll look for any way to finger me. Did you see my numbers, by the way? How much did YouTube fuck me? In fact, I might show you that. Can I show you YouTube Studio on it? Have a look. The proper fucking diddle me, YouTube. Absolute cunts. You can't tell me they haven't got the fucking knackers on the scales. It does me head in. Yeah, here we are. Look at this. There's my studio, right? But just so you know as well, I keep telling you this, you don't get any money from being on fucking YouTube, right? Because they just demonetize everything you make. And, well, you can see the figures there. Look at this, look. So my views, I'll put them on the right-hand side. A couple of weeks ago, I hit a purple patch there. My views were like 40,000. Can you see that? Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, 40,000, 20,000, 38,000, 46,000, 42,000. And then they went, oh yeah, he seems to be doing all right again, the cunt. And that's when they slapped me with the ban hammer, banned my account, deleted 2 of my videos. I won on appeal, but they don't care because now they've got me back in the fucking site. And now look at my numbers. Fucking shit. 4, 5, 5, 6, 5. No ad suitability. None. Either none. They're only monetized if these dollar signs are green. And every one of them is either totally off or limited. So basically, I'm getting fingered. Well, and you will be as well, Ragnar, because you don't have the right politics. They take the piss out of us. How the fuck have I got less views when I've got nearly 25,000 subscribers than I used to get 2.5 years ago when I had 5? I used to get more views when I had 5,000 subscribers. So, like I said, fucking Suzar has got me by the short and curlies, and she might have quit, but she got a fucking little, like when the SAS are getting like a package from the Army Intelligence Corps with all the information about one of the targets. That's what Susan handed over to this fucking random Indian bloke that took over. She went, here, there's your little dossier on the Angry Bootneck. Who's he? Oh, he's worse than a pedo. Worse than pedo. Oh, you mean, but what about the actual pedos? And no, they're all right. All right, there's loads of actual pedos on YouTube. They're fine. Yeah, loads of them. They're only folding up 8-year-olds. You leave them alone. You concentrate on the priority targets, like this fella Bootneck. What's he done? Is he a pedo? No, he's not a pedo. No, that's why we have to shadow ban him. What? Why? Well, he disagrees with Suzar. That's why. He disagrees with Suzar all the time. Yeah. When Suzar says bumming kids is all right, he says, no, that's a terrible idea. So we have to stop him. We have to crush him. We have to put his fucking beanbag beneath it in a vice and go to town on it. That's what they do, because they're a bunch of wankers. Fortunately, I don't care. I'm a stubborn wanker, and I'm going to keep on fucking making videos until they physically kick my front door down and then cave my shitbox in live stream. I'm going to live stream it when I'm getting raped by the SWAT team. Right. So until that happens, until you see a SWAT team bouncing on the Bootneck shitbox, you fear not, ladies and gentlemen. I might make no money and get no views, but I'm going to still keep posting because Bootnecks are stubborn, right? If there's only me and fucking who's on Facebook, Liz Wright watching, just the two of us, I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to keep posting until I get fucking reamed on Twitch because I don't care. I don't care. Right, anyway, that's about that. I haven't really got much more to talk about. I just want to bring that one home. Anyone who talks to Simon, let him know. There's a fucking good story with all the numbers. In fact, I'll put the link in the comments for you to spread about. There you go. There's the link to the story in question. Shocking reading. If you've lived and worked in this country for fucking 10 generations, you are getting stitched up royally. Look at that. Council put a wet room in. More money in the bank than I know what to do with. Cheers, lefty council. Yeah, well, again, and if you can take the piss out of them, do it. Do it. Because they'll fucking go bankrupt in the end, and then we'll all get proved right, won't we? So, love that. Love that. Take the piss out of them. I heartily recommend taking the piss out of your local council. Everybody else is doing it, right? Everybody else is doing it. Time for us to get in on the act. Race to the bottom. The faster we go bankrupt and everything goes completely tits up, the faster A, all the fucking degenerates will leave, and B, then we can finally start rebuilding it. When everything's gone totally tits up and all the fucking scum leaves, then we can dig in and start working and put things back together again. But I've embraced the race to the bottom now. I think that's what we need. Yeah, who knows? When was this? I'm getting fingered again, Becky, so I have no idea. Who can figure out what goes through their tiny minds? Right, I'm going because I want me fucking lunch for Trevor's benefit. Lunch. All right. See me later if you want a personal. Yeah, see Kate later if you want a personal hello, you lucky devils. Right, I'm off, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fucking nice weekend. I'll be back live streaming on Monday, and if I can be asked, I'll upload something this weekend. All right? Toodle pip. See you all very soon. Have a fantastic weekend. And remember, smoke a chicken, set your mattress on fire. Yeah? Throw some tyres burning into the sea. I love it. See you later. Take it easy.